The silent treatment. Why it's a terrible form of communication in relationships. Let's talk about the stereotypical silent treatment in relationships and exactly why it's a terrible form of communication. Whether the person knows it or not, the silent treatment is really all about abuse and control. The silent treatment is a communication strategy that involves intentionally ignoring or refusing to speak to another person as a means of punishment, control, or manipulation. This tactic is commonly used in relationships and can be incredibly damaging to both the individuals involved. Not only does it create an atmosphere of tension and negativity, but it also guarantees a lack of positive change. We will explore why the silent treatment is an ineffective and harmful way of communicating in relationships, and what types of partners will likely use this tactic. First, the silent treatment is an ineffective communication strategy because it does not allow for constructive dialogue and resolution. The silent treatment is like a dark cloud that hangs over the relationship. Just as a dark cloud blocks the sunshine and brings gloom and darkness, the silent treatment blocks communication and brings tension and negativity to the relationship. The longer the silent treatment persists, the darker the cloud becomes, making any positive change or resolution difficult to occur. The cloud can only be lifted when communication is resumed, and the issues are addressed healthily and constructively. In relationships, conflict is inevitable, and addressing issues as they arise is essential. The silent treatment avoids the problem and creates additional issues, such as feelings of hurt, anger, and frustration. Moreover, this communication tactic can lead to misunderstandings and assumptions and damage trust between partners. Communication is the foundation of any healthy relationship, and when communication is inhibited or avoided, positive change is impossible. Furthermore, the silent treatment is a harmful tactic that can lead to emotional distress and damage to mental health. According to a study conducted by the American Psychological Association, the silent treatment is a tactic used by individuals who have a tendency to avoid interpersonal conflict, and it can lead to significant distress for both the person who is giving it and the person who is receiving it. The study also found that individuals who frequently use the silent treatment are more likely to experience anxiety and depression, which can further exacerbate relationship issues. Additionally, the silent treatment is often used as a means of control or manipulation. In a relationship, one partner may use this tactic to gain power over the other or to punish them for perceived wrongdoing. This unhealthy behavior indicates a substantial lack of respect for the other person's feelings and needs. According to a study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships, the silent treatment is a form of emotional abuse that can lead to feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and low self-esteem. So what types of partners will likely use the silent treatment in relationships? According to a study by the University of California, individuals who use the silent treatment tend to be less assertive, more avoidant, and less willing to compromise than those who do not use it. Additionally, individuals with a history of trauma or abuse may use this tactic for self-protection or control. However, it's essential to note that anyone can use the silent treatment in relationships, regardless of their personality or background. The silent treatment can be especially damaging after a breakup because it can leave the person who has been broken up feeling confused, hurt, and rejected. It can also prevent closure, and closure is essential for emotional healing. The person being ignored may feel like they're not worth acknowledging, which, although patently inaccurate since the very fact you are getting the silent treatment speaks volumes about the other person, can lead to low self-esteem and depression. If you find yourself on the receiving end of the silent treatment after a breakup, there are some things you can do to cope. First, recognize that you can't control the other person's behavior, but can control your reactions. Do not blame yourself. Instead, focus on taking care of yourself and finding support from friends and family. It's also important to set boundaries with the person giving you the silent treatment. Let them know that their behavior is unacceptable and that you need clear communication to move forward. If the person is unwilling to communicate, it may be time to consider cutting ties and moving on. In general, it's important to remember that healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, communication, and trust. If someone consistently uses silent treatment to control or manipulate you, it may indicate an unhealthy or abusive relationship. In those cases, seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor may be necessary to work through the issues and find a healthy path forward. Remember, the silent treatment is an ineffective and highly harmful way of communicating in relationships. It not only guarantees a lack of positive change, but can also lead to emotional distress, damage to mental health, and relationship problems. If you find yourself on the receiving end of the silent treatment, it's essential to address the issue and communicate your feelings healthily and constructively. If you're using this tactic, you must recognize its impact on your partner and seek help if necessary. Remember, healthy relationships are built on communication, respect, and mutual understanding, not power, control, and manipulation. How do I deal with a partner giving me the silent treatment? Dealing with a partner who has been giving you the silent treatment can be a difficult and frustrating experience. However, there are some steps you can take to try to restart communication and work towards resolving the issues in your relationship. 1. Initiate a conversation. Although your partner has been avoiding you, you can still initiate a conversation. Choose a time when your partner is relaxed and not distracted, and gently ask them if you can talk. Be respectful and avoid using an accusatory or judgmental tone. 2. Express your feelings. Once you have their attention, express how their silence has made you feel. Be honest and open about its impact on you and your relationship. Use I statements to avoid placing blame or accusations. 3. Listen actively. Allow your partner to express their side of the story. Listen actively and without interruption, and try to understand their perspective. Ask questions to clarify what they are saying and show empathy towards their feelings. 4. Find common ground. Find areas where you and your partner can agree, and try to find common ground. Use this as a starting point to work towards resolving the issues in your relationship. 5. Seek outside help. If you cannot restart communication alone, consider seeking outside help. A therapist or relationship counselor can provide a safe and neutral space for you and your partner to work through your issues and improve communication. Remember that rebuilding communication and resolving issues takes time and effort from both parties. Be patient and persistent, and prioritize open and honest communication in your relationship moving forward. Finally, never give in to the temptation to use the silent treatment, as it will only bring you more pain in the long term. References used for this article include The Silent Treatment, A Harmful Way to Deal with Conflict, published by the American Psychological Association in 2014. The article can be found at apa.org. The Silent Treatment, When People Leave You Guessing, published by the Greater Good Science Center at the University of California in 2019. The article can be found at greatergood.berkeley.edu. The Silent Treatment, published by the University of Texas at Austin in 2019. The article can be found at cmhc.utexas.edu. Dealing with the Silent Treatment in Marriage or Relationships, by Dr. Kurt Smith, PsyD. The article can be found at guystuffcounseling.com. How to Deal with the Silent Treatment in a Relationship, by Alexandra Holler, Mississippi. The article can be found at talkspace.com. How to Communicate with Someone Who Gives You the Silent Treatment, by Dr. Judith Orloff. The article can be found at drjudithorloff.com. The Silent Treatment When People Leave You Guessing, by Andrea Bonior, Ph.D., published on Psychology Today on December 11, 2019. The article can be found at psychologytoday.com. Why the Silent Treatment is So Damaging and How to Fix It, by Lori Deschênes. The article can be found at tinybuddha.com. Why the Silent Treatment is Really About Abuse and Control, by Lisa Aronson Fontes, Ph.D., published on Psychology Today on March 1, 2019. The article can be found at psychologytoday.com. Remember, the silent treatment is a communication strategy that involves intentionally ignoring or refusing to speak to another person as a means of punishment, control, or manipulation. It is a harmful tactic that can lead to emotional distress, damage to mental health, and relationship problems, including future relationships. If you find yourself on the receiving end of the silent treatment, it's essential to address the issue and communicate your feelings healthily and constructively. If you're using this tactic, you must recognize its impact on your partner and others, and seek help for your toxic behavior. Healthy relationships are built on communication, respect, and mutual understanding, not power, control, and manipulation. It's time to break the silence and have an open, constructive dialogue to build a healthy relationship.